Hello, everyone. My name is Zane Gerard, and today I'll be arguing why gun laws should not be more strict and should not have more regulation. Terry had a long and extra shift at work, finishing just around 9:30 at night, compared to the usual 7 o'clock at night. Headed on his way home, Terry decided to stop by the grocery store to grab popcorn and candy. Speeding home, Terry finds himself lying down on the living room couch with his two young daughters, two young sons, and beloved wife. Terry, flipping through the movies on Netflix, stumbled upon a film the whole family decided to watch. After much laughter and good snacks, halfway throughout the movie, there is a loud bang. The front door has been bashed through. As an intruder enters the home, Terry quickly stands up from the couch to protect his family. He gets fatally shot as 4 shots tear through his chest. The family now frozen as their father and husband was gunned down in front of them. The intruder, who did not know the family was home, thinking they were on a vacation, quickly panics, realizing the situation, gunning and killing the whole family down before quickly fleeing. 3 miles from this tragic incident, a similar tragedy occurred, however, with a different outcome. Frank, whom found himself arriving home just a little late past his usual time, quickly speeding home, eager to see his family. Frank had a daughter and a wife, in which he watches Family Guy with every night as is their tradition. After settling down on the sofa, finding himself lost in the bucket of fried chicken, a loud thud is heard at the back door. Reacting quickly, Frank finds himself reaching for his Glock 19. After seeing an intruder standing now in his kitchen after entering through the front door, Frank quickly sees the intruder holding a handgun. Seeing the threat to his family, Frank reacts, protecting his family. Gun control regulation should not be passed through the House due to the fact that guns are not the issue, but rather the person. Yes, regulation is needed to a degree. However, the office needs to stop pointing fingers and use guns as an escape route rather than addressing the issue itself. Mass murders have been conducted with the use of vehicles and other weapons. However, we do not see stricter vehicle regulation or ban on other weapons. There have been many incidents in which mass killings occur with the use of firearms, as firearms are not the answers to mass killings. When are we going to stop pointing fingers at law-obeying citizens? We need to start pointing our fingers at the people responsible for the killings, as guns are not the issue. The majority of the people collect guns for hunting game. If we take away guns, what about the gangsters in the street? Because the cops can't go and take their guns. We all know what will happen. What if our guns are taken? Then what happens when the gangsters decide to break into our homes? We will be defenseless. Criminals, killers, murders, gang members are everywhere. I will now be showing an article written by John Gramlich. What the data says about gun deaths in the US, though they tend to get less public attention than gun-related murderers, suicides have long accounted for the majority of US gun deaths. In 2021, 54% of all gun-related deaths in the US were suicides, 26,328, while 43% were murderers, 20,958. According to the CDC, the remaining gun deaths that year were accidental, 549, involved law enforcement, 537, or had undetermined circumstances, 458. Now I'll be moving on to my next piece of information. This is from the NRA. With half of gun violence being related to self-harm, how about we start looking into ways to reduce suicide rates? Why does the majority of law-obeying citizens have to turn in their guns? Criminals, by definition, do not obey the law. Gun control only affects law-abiding people who go through legal avenues to obtain firearms. Criminals overwhelmingly obtain their firearms through illegal channels and will never be deterred by state and federal laws. That's why background checks have virtually no impact on criminals. A 2016 Obama administration study by the Bureau of Justice Statistics examined how prison inmates obtained the firearms they used during crimes, and the results weren't surprising. The study found that only about 10.1% obtained their firearms through a retail source. That leaves 89.9% of people that have acquired guns legally. How about if we implanted more strict background checks? Let's review some facts. Over the past 3 decades, from 1991 to 2019, violent crime rates have dropped by more than half. The number of privately owned firearms in the United States doubled in that same period. Mass murders have been repeatedly deterred or stopped by citizens carrying lawfully concealed firearms. 4 reasons why gun control won't work. This is only one reason, though. That's the name of the article. It is from Fee Stories. Indeed, any statistical connection between gun policy and violence is tenuous. But even if gun control was effective, it would still be flawed. Gun control burdens the free exercise of the constitutionally protected Second Amendment right to bear arms. So it's subject to compelling legal challenges, and it's flatly rejected by many Americans. In addition, the enforcement of stringent gun controls invariably inflicts heavy burdens upon other civil liberties, especially in poor communities and among marginalized populations. This information I got from pro-con gun control laws, especially those that try to ban assault weapons, infringe upon the right to own guns for hunting and sport. In 2011, there were 13.7 million hunters 16 years old or older in the United States, and they spent $7.7 billion on guns, sights, ammunition, and other hunting equipment. High-powered semi-automatic rifles and shotguns are used to hunt and in target shooting tournaments each year. According to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, so-called assault weapons are more often than not less powerful than other hunting rifles. The term assault weapon was conjured up by anti-gun legislators to scare voters into thinking these firearms are something out of a horror movie. Why should hunters be punished for the actions of criminals? This information came from Winstrup. Is it the absence of God? Is it the breakdown of the family? The disruption of community? The impulsion of the village? Is it a lack of morals, values, and virtues within our American civilization? Is it the disrespect for law and order? Is it because we can't put "thou shalt not kill" in front of a public building or inside it? Is it the destruction of our mental health system, which unfortunately turned everyone onto the streets instead of reforming our institutions? It could be all these things and many more. Until America is willing to take a long, hard look inside ourselves and heal what truly ails us, I fear we are simply doomed to repeat more of the past. A pencil does not write itself. Thank you all for listening to my speech. Have a good one.